Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy JELSON here, and today we're back with a brand new NBA video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Indiana Pacers and how they are, dark horse contenders for this upcoming season. And we're going to hop right into that. To start off the video, I want to just take a look at their starting five and why this makes them contenders alone. Like, I don't know if they're going to be better than the Nets or stuff. Actually, I know they're not going to be better than the Nets. But I wouldn't be surprised if they make waves and actually shock a lot of people. I don't think they're going to make the finals. I don't think any of that. But I think they can make waves and, just shock people in general in the NBA community and Pacers fans themselves. Because really, I think of it like when I look at my Timberwolves team, I think I look at it from a one direct point of view. And then when I talk to people that aren't Timberwolves fans, they have a completely different point of view. So I feel like it's nice to get point of views from people that aren't actually part of that fan base. So I did want to bring this up, that their starting five is really, really good. I mean, it's completely underrated. Just looking at it on a depth chart, obviously written on paper is completely different than what's going to happen in real life and what's going to happen, on the court. So obviously we'll see what happens, but I just want to start it off with their starting five right here. And I have it just down here. And at the starting point guard, you got Malcolm Brogdon, a guy that's a borderline all-star type of player, a guy that can play make. He can shoot a little bit. He can defend a little bit. He's good at pretty much literally everything. He's not great at anything, but he's good at pretty much everything. And that's something that this team really does enjoy. I really like Malcolm Brogdon for that reason pretty much alone. I'm a big Malcolm Brogdon fan, so I really, really, really like him, especially at the starting point guard position. And then they also got, Caris Lavert when they traded away Victor Oladipo. I'm so happy Caris Lavert is, back and healthy. Because when he got traded, there's that whole situation where he had a mass growing. And, I'm just glad that he's back and healthy. And that's, such a blessing for him. And I think he's going to be great for this team. Obviously, another borderline all-star type of player, a guy that's going to be able to put up 20 points per game, facilitate a little bit, play make a little bit, and defend a little bit. And he pretty much does it all. He's kind of like Malcolm Brogdon. And I really like him for the squad. Especially, he's definitely going to be their leading scorer, I would think. Just looking at it, I think he's going to be their leading scorer. I think he's the best scorer on the team. And I really like that for this, entire team. Not just for the starting lineup, but when, he's going to come in with the bench squad sometimes. You know how it is. Starters aren't always playing together. And I think he's going to be able to lead them to success also. So and then we go down to the small forward position. You got TJ Warren, a guy that is a bubble beast. Man literally took off in the bubble. And, after that, I think he kind of got underrated a little bit. I mean, after the bubble thing, he was really, really overrated. But then now he's underrated. It's super weird. I think he's definitely a suitable small forward. And yeah, his defense isn't amazing, but his offense is great. So I love TJ Warren. I love what he brings to the team. I love what he does. And I think he's going to be very, very, very good for this team. And that's another underrated player. I feel like this team is just completely full of underrated players, people that aren't valued as much as I think they should be. That's literally the top three players that I've been talking about. Malcolm Brogdon, Caris Lavert, and TJ Warren. All three of them are underrated in their own right. And then when we move to the power forward position, we have another underrated guy, even though, he is an all-star. And that is Domantas Sabonis, a guy that he does play that power forward position, and he's extremely well, extremely high level for this team. And, he scores, he defends, he playmakes, he does literally it all. I call him a mini Jokic. I think that's a little bit extreme, but I like to call him that because I think he really is a mini Jokic. He can score like Jokic. Maybe he's not as good as a passer. Actually, he's not as good as a passer as Jokic. Pretty much no one is as good as a passer as Jokic. So, I mean, I really like Domantas Sabonis. And obviously, we've seen what he can do. He's an all-star. He's been a multiple-time all-star, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. And then we move on to the center position. And literally, as I said, all underrated players. Myles Turner, a great rim protector, a borderline all-star type of player, defensive player of the year caliber player. Rudy Gobert couldn't stop just stealing it from people, even though I argue that he's probably not the best defender in the league and he probably shouldn't be winning it 3 times in a row. But anyway, Myles Turner is a great, great center. Obviously, as a Timberwolves fan, I've been rooting hey, maybe we should go get this man. But I don't think he's going to be traded because literally he's worth more than what people probably are going to offer. So Myles Turner is a great piece for this entire team, and I love what he does. He provides that rim protection. It's not like he's a bad scorer, and he can space the floor. He's not a bad three-point shooter by any means. He's no, Karl Anthony Towns, but he is a good three-point shooter. He's definitely average at that, and it's not like he's going to be able to, go off the dribble and then just pull up, splash in your face, but he's going to be able to hit the open threes that you need him to hit. And that's what you love to see. That's what sets him apart from a lot of other guys, that are just rim protectors like Rudy Gobert, or guys like, Steven Adams. I wouldn't say he's quite as much of a rim protector, but Steven Adams doesn't have that shot that Myles Turner has. So I really do like Myles Turner. And then if we go to the second stringers for their bench, obviously for their point guard, they have TJ McConnell, which I'm not completely sure if they've re-signed, but I'm going to assume they are gonna. And TJ McConnell's a really good backup point guard, and I think he's someone that's also really underrated. Obviously, he's not a great defender, but he can score off the bench, and it's not like he's a bad defender. Like, he's kind of small. He's not a huge point guard. He's actually rather small, but he does do the things that he can right, and that's what's really important. I think TJ McConnell's another underrated player. This team is just full of them, man. And then your backup shooting guard, you got Jeremy Lamb. He's not great, but he's not bad by any means. I mean, he's going to come off the bench. He's going to give you a bucket or two and, do the things that veterans need to do, And I love Jeremy Lamb, but I don't think he's great. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks he's necessarily great, but obviously we'll see what happens. And then obviously at the small forward position is Justin Holiday, which in my opinion, he's kind of an undersized small forward. I like him more at shooting guard. Say what you want, Yeah, Justin Holiday, he's okay. He's all right. And then they just signed Torrey Craig for the backup power forward. I love that move so much. I love Torrey Craig. I love what he does. And I think Torrey Craig is going to be amazing for this team. He's a great hustle guy, great defender, and I love what he does. And then obviously for their backup center, you got Goga Bitadze, which he does his thing, man. He's not a great player, but obviously just like Jeremy Lamb, he's not necessarily a terrible player either. So this team isn't bad, and I think a lot of people need to look at it and just realize it's not like they have a bad coach either. So we'll see what's going to happen, and I think this team can be successful, and who knows, maybe make a little run in the playoffs and see what happens. And obviously I've been saying the entire video, shock some people. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my video on the Indiana Pacers. I think they are a dark horse in this, league, and I think they're going to be really good for just the organization. I think that team's going to be really good. So obviously, we'll see what happens. Only time will tell, but I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for the Pacers. So let's see what happens, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, remember to like, subscribe. New videos drop every single day. Daily NBA content. And yeah, guys, remember to follow my socials. They're down in the description. I drop updates literally every day, like multiple times a day, on what my NBA video is going to be and if there's a delay or if it's going to come up early or whatever the case. I also tweet random stuff about the NBA. So if you guys do enjoy, go follow that. And yeah. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. JELSON out. Peace.